At the time of making this video, 1.5 anniversary has kicked off and we're currently in the Starry Adventure event. Goldie and Vic's banners are out and Toy Dog graciously gave us easily the best type of converter unit as a freebie in Brandy. Seriously, that active skill and the fact that you're able to instantly max breakthrough her, Toy Dog is insane for making this type of character free. And although I couldn't watch the stream, I still make some time to see what to expect in the future. And boy oh boy, got some interesting things coming up. Rerun events, new characters, new character outfits, new story chapters, a number of things to look forward to. And so here, I thought I'd take time and explain how I've been feeling about Alchemy Stars currently and what I hope to expect in the future. So let's get right into it. As you already know, Alchemy Stars is among my favorite games ever, logging almost every day since the release and whatnot. I enjoy the gameplay and I absolutely enjoy the overall story and world. Plus they continue to release characters with attractive designs, and as someone who's pretty much a collector, I just can never say no. Luckily this game is hella generous with the gacha currency, and it's not really hard to pull for a character. Heck, outside of Rezzers of Wrench, I'm missing only 2 or 3 characters from each faction. Still, the game got its goods and bads. One thing I think this game got going for is the every now and then addition of endgame content. Simulation Room, Pandora, and the recent addition of Into the Abyss. I think Toy Dog not only does a good job with adding these endgame contents, but also making them to have requirements to clear. In my perspective, it gives reason for players to level up and use different characters. Like with Pandora for example. After 3-star clearing every stage in each episode, you unlock set episode's Pandora mode where they require you to clear stages with certain units, be they of a particular element or a role or even a certain faction. And Into the Abyss is where you clear floors with challenging stages, but you're only allowed to use each unit one time for each floor. In my opinion, these types of game modes are honestly some of the best additions to Alchemy Stars. Now, wanting to get this out the way, I'm someone who prefers to play casually. I don't necessarily play Alchemy Stars every day, nor do I go out my way to max level every character I have. Heck, to be honest, I really only level up characters when I need to clear tougher stages. That being the case, I still find enjoyment in having to make multiple types of teams and not having to rely on the go-tos to clear everything. At least not outside the main stages. I think it's good for Toy Dog to oftentimes release these types of content, as it continues to give players something to do in between events and story releases. And speaking of events, that's honestly the biggest weakness this game has, I feel. Personally, I say that Alchemy Stars events have 2 major problems. 1, they're too long, and 2, being repetitive. I'm sure other people have noticed and said this before, but these events really be going on for too long, while doing the same thing every time. You beat the event story, you get harder challenge stages released, then a minigame, which oftentimes isn't all that good. I mean, if I'm being honest, the last time I kind of enjoyed an Alchemy Stars minigame was way back when they first introduced arena battles. In my opinion, that was honestly one of the most fun game modes to play within the game. Heck, I'm always doing them in the simulation room quicker than other stages it pushes out. And since then, none has really caught my interest the same way. Sure, they tend to switch up the minigames for each event, but most of the time, they don't have that same appeal as when it came to arena battles. And I do enjoy the event stories, as most of them brings more life to the world of Astra. Once that story is done, there's nothing that really makes you want to stay and continue to engage in the event. I mean, after all, they come up with these event materials that you grind for, but you only grind for them in the resources and main stages. The only time you get them in the event is when you're clearing event story stages the first time, and that's it. There really should be some dedicated stages within the event to grind for these things. It would at least help stay more engaged with the events, especially since they make them a month long. You more than likely don't even go back before that first week is done because of how easy it is to clear. And when that happens, you practically got nothing to do for the rest of the month if you haven't already cleared out the rest of the endgame content. Now I want to make something clear. I'm not one who believes gacha games are everyday games. Not in the same sense as something like Elden Ring or the Call of Duty franchise, that you can play for hours upon hours every day. Why they include the stamina system in the first place? What I mean is, you go in, play for a bit, then come out, all while you're waiting for the next big update. Similar to MMORPGs, although not in the same sense. Still, the point I'm trying to make is that gacha games aren't meant to be played all day, every day. Sure, you got your hardcore gamers out there that wants to max and clear everything, but gacha games aren't meant to be played in that format whatsoever, in comparison to your average console game. Having said that, it's still a problem that Alchemy Stars events are too long and repetitive, with nothing that wants to keep you in that said event. They either need to cut back the length or give us something to actively do longer. Personally, I would say they should cut back on how long these events are. 1 month is way too long with these types of content they release, or at least make personal stages for players to grind for event materials, with the difficulty being varied to depend on how much they drop. Again, I still love Alchemy Stars. Not everything's been perfect, but I believe it got a few good things going for it. and I appreciate the effort Toy Dog has put in to keep this game engaging. Sure, there are things they can still work on, but it would be a far stretch to say that this game won't have any improvements. Personally excited about what is to come in the future. Be it new story or new modes, I'm waiting to see what else they're going to give us. Wanting to restate this, I genuinely believe they've done a good job on endgame content, at least in terms of frequency of release. At the beginning, we only had Spire, but since then, they've been releasing more and more things for players to challenge, and I think this is something they need to keep up with. Heck, who knows, we might be getting a new game mode soon with the tease of this new zone. It's certainly something that's interesting to think about. Not to mention, the story has been wonderful so far. Such a well thought out and interesting world to dive into. Why I love making lore videos so much. Always eagerly waiting for new episodes to be released. I can't wait for episode 15 because man oh man did episode 14 leave such a cliffhanger. This game has been wonderful and I definitely plan on sticking with it until the end, no matter how that happens. Thanks for watching this video. Tell me what you guys thought about 1.5 or Alchemy stars in general. I'm curious to know how you guys feel. By the time I release this video, it may or may not be a while before my next one as I have things changing in my life. But I still plan on making more Alchemy stars videos in the future, be they lore videos or whatever else comes to mind. Thanks for watching. May the truth bless you.